Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is still maintaining some sliver of sanity in these very tough times. But I have some very fun news and fun gameplay and a fun video that I hope will be fun for you. I'm saying fun way too much. But I got to play Project Stamina, and I have a lot to say about it. I'll make my own video on it as well. But this video, as you might have gleaned from the title, is going to be about the characters that they currently have designed, and I'm going to be going over them in their current iteration. Of course, things can change along the way, so you never know. But let me first start with one of my favorite characters in terms of design, this being Geist. First and foremost, let's cover his general character design. Geist of the Melanarch, a durable controller with unique mobility who summons minions and protects his allies. A close-range tank/controller from the Melanarch, Geist uses a unique resource called Anguish to fuel his abilities. He gains Anguish when nearby enemies take damage and when his summoned minion dies. In combat, Geist is Entropy incarnate. His minions grow stronger as his anguish increases, as do the strength of his lockdown and protection abilities. As the battle drags on, he grows even stronger, ensuring that his team wins any battle of attrition. Geist starts with 1600 health with 130 increase per level, 14 armor and 14 power, with a respective 4 increase per level. Now let's take a look at his passive and abilities. His passive, as hinted earlier, is known as Anguish. Anguish meter fills as nearby enemies take damage. Your right mouse button and E depleted by 50% of the current total. At 100%, the meter stays maxed out for 5 seconds. Geist's left mouse button, known as Wither, locks a beam onto the nearest enemy, gaining bonus Anguish when the target takes damage. Geist's right mouse button, Emanate, project a slow-moving orb that deals damage and slows enemies for 2 seconds. His Q, Apparition, mark a location to summon a spectral soldier. Press again to teleport to your soldier, destroying it. And Geist's E, Spectral Shield, shield nearby allies with ectoplasm. Total shield health is divided evenly among all allies in range. And finally, Geist's ultimate ability, Unhallowed Ground. Spectral chains latch to all nearby enemies, leashing them to Geist for 4 seconds. Geist seems to be shaping up to quite an impressive tank and control hero for those wishing to fulfill that niche. Next, I'll be taking a look at Keera. Time for Keera's overview. Keera of the Axion, a ranged damage dealer who assists her team through buffs, area denial, and strong mobility. A versatile ranged DPS character from the Axion, Keera specializes in making sure damage gets done. She is well equipped both to do damage directly and to use buffs and debuffs which aid her team in causing harm. Keera's flexible arsenal is the key to her success. Whether she is dealing damage with her pistol, laying down cover fire for her allies with her rifle, or controlling key positions with her mines, Keera always has something to help her team achieve victory. Now, let's look at her passive abilities and her ultimate. Her passive is Positional Advantage. Keera's teammates gain a power buff equal to 10% of her base power when they fight near her. Her left mouse button, Shoot 'em up. Keera fires her active weapon, which can be changed using Q. Her right mouse button, Mind Your Step. Throw a proximity mine that explodes when touched by an opponent. Her Q, Flexible Firepower. Keera swaps her primary weapon between her pistol and a single-shot rifle. And finally her E, Power Glove. Blast the ground with a burst of energy, gaining a super jump and damaging nearby enemies. And finally, her ultimate, explosive potential. Fire a fast-moving rocket that explodes on contact, dealing massive damage in an AoE. For those of you who like to play ranged damage, Keera seems to be a great pick for you. Next up, we'll be looking at the support Matani. Let's dance into Matani's overview. Matani of the Ulm, a mobile defensive support who protects her allies with healing and speed boosts while disrupting enemy formations with persistent soft control. A defensive melee support character from the Ulm, Matani is a mobile presence on the battlefield, aiding her allies with healing and speed buffs, and confounding enemy strategies with slow and disruptive control. Matani is not interested in harming her opponents. In protecting her allies, they will do that for her. Matani's attacks are not designed to do significant damage, but instead increase the power of her dance, which increases the strength of her other abilities. Now, time for her passive, abilities, and her ultimate. Her passive, Flow State. Matani's melee attacks build charges, which increase both her attack radius and the power of her Q and E abilities. Matani's left mouse button, Fan Dance. Matani performs a powerful spiraling dance, which increases in radius with flow state charges. Her right mouse button, Ballon. Dance on the wind and leap to a nearby ally. Her Q, Windwalk. Matani manipulates the winds, slowing enemies and speeding allies in an area in front of her. And finally, her E, Healing Winds. Matani's dance infuses the air around her with regenerative properties, healing her allies. Her ultimate, Downdraft. Matani cleanses her allies of debuffs and knocks back all enemies in a large area of effect. For those such as myself who like to help allies and just overall play more of a supportive playstyle, Matani sure is going to satisfy our hunger. Next and finally, we'll be taking a look at R4. Now let's jump right into R4's character overview. R4 of the Axion, a mobile brawler with massive damage potential and powerfully disruptive movement options. A quintessential Axion frontliner, R4 only becomes more powerful as a fight progresses. Unless answered effectively by opponents, R4 is capable of disrupting enemy formations and dealing ever-increasing damage as a fight progresses. While R4's phenomenal mobility and damage output represent an incredible threat, it is difficult to maintain that threat under heavy pressure. Carefully managing R4's survivability as a match progresses is key to achieving victory. Now, let's get into his passive abilities and his ultimate. His passive, Unleashed Potential, R4 gains 1% of base power as an additional power buff for every 1% of max health missing. His left mouse button, Heavy Swing, R4 swings an ancient mace in a 3-hit combo, each swing more powerful than the last. His right mouse button, Pounce, a short-range hop that deals damage and slows nearby enemies on landing. His Q, Direct Approach, hold to charge a swift dash while knocking back the first enemy it contacts. And his E, Empower, increased movement speed and base power by 20% for 6 seconds. Finally, his ultimate ability, Witness Devastation. Leap high into the air, then slam to the ground at a targeted location, inflicting damage and a stun. R4 is such a cute little bunny, but he will destroy you. I'm actually very excited to see how R4 plays in his final state. He was a lot of fun to play when I was testing him out. Thank you everyone so much for watching if you've made it to this point. I just wanted to make a little video for my channel going over the existing characters that are released to the public for Project Stamina. And I've played a couple of them. I played Matani and I played R4. I did not swap over to Keera, sadly. But I'll have another video on my overall impressions of the game coming relatively soon, of course, while I'm dealing with online assignments, other videos that I'm currently making, but I will get around to it. I will also be leaving links down below where you can get in contact with the game Project Stamina, their website, their Twitter, and get yourself updated if you are interested in this game so far. Thank you everyone for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Comment down below on your favorite hero or character that we have so far. Maybe potential ideas that you'd like to see in a game like this. And subscribe for more videos, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye everyone! Mwah.